Yeah, I used to busk here, right there, to be able to stop someone in their tracks just to have them interact with me for those moments. It's the best feeling.
I left my world behind.
My name is Victor Ray. I'm an artist, singer, songwriter from Newcastle, and yeah, man, I make music. I was born in Uganda. My mom moved us here when I was 1. Everything that my mom did to get here in itself is kind of, made me walk with my shoulders a bit taller, I think.
So I'm Jane. I'm Victor's mom. He's my baby child. Victor sang probably too much. I always kept saying, Victor, can you keep your voice down? Because the neighbors. But I think singing was Victor's happy place.
All Victor ever wanted to do was sing. Obviously, he started posting videos on YouTube way back when he was super young. I remember people taking the piss out of him for that, but he kept singing anyway.
Me again, Victor singing Push Up in this time.
Yeah. I just knew this guy he's not a regular guy.
He's just not a regular guy. He's just a little bit different, to be fair. Yeah, in high school, people definitely teased me about the whole singing thing. The thing is, when you're a black kid as well, in a place where there's not many black people, you have to have thick skin because you're already different. I had a long talk with my brother in his house downstairs. He was just like, if you tried to be a singer, an artist, and you did it for 10 years, and you weren't feeling it anymore, you weren't where you wanted to be, you'd still be younger than I am now. Like, you've got all this time, you need to use it to try and do something that you love doing. And that really helped put it in perspective. So yeah, I was like, I need to go out on the street and busk. Busking kind of developed me as a person in so many ways because that encouragement from people, it made me just have this unshakable confidence. We are at Adelaide's Fish Bar. This is the chippy that I've been coming to for the last 25 years.
Oh my gosh! How are you doing?
What are you doing there? Oh, it's so good to see. Miss Liu was my music teacher.
You don't even need to call me Mrs. Liu anymore,
Okay, I could try. I was your student from year 8 all the way to year 13.
Yeah.
I remember very clearly you being one of the first people ever to just be like, you need to sing, you have such a great voice, you're gonna do something. And that just meant so much to me back then.
Oh, it's funny because even in parents' evenings and things like that, I used to speak to your mom.
Yeah,
and say, Victor has an amazing voice. But you always had it, Victor. You always had it.
From the start.
Yeah, from the start. But there was one point, there was one concert when other students came to me and said, who is that? And that's when I thought, oh, yes.
Won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I feel.
What's it like being back in?
It's funny, everything just feels a bit smaller than it was because obviously I was small.
Because you're now 7 foot.
Yeah. I grew at some point.
Stop that, Luke.
I can't lie, you and Miss Liu, you just made me feel like I was actually good.
Well, I always think my job is to, make people feel like they can and to become an artist like you now. It starts with raw talent, but then you need to be nurtured. And yeah, you need some theory and you need some knowledge, but you need some passion and some drive, and that comes in spades with you.
I did a lot of singing on the street. I did a lot of singing.
What do you think you got from that?
A lot of troubleshooting. And then for me, this was literally how I was making money. So it was you just learn to roll with the punches in a way. I spent so many hours on the street, even in the times when no one was watching, I was still doing it because I knew I needed to and I knew that I could and I knew I loved to do it. But then when I started to kind of be there, no one was stopping, and I was just loving this song that was on, and I was just closing my eyes and I was singing and I was feeling it. That's actually when more people would turn around and stop. When you stop performing for kind of validation, I think you start to really bring out the real kind of music in yourself and just being connected with the moment.
This is an open invitation. Just come, I'm singing on the street, just come, walk by, do your shopping, and then you might hear some guy just screaming from the other side of the street. That's me.
From the moment I moved to London, Plan Bs were the last thing I wanted to hear.
He kept saying again and again, I just want to sing. And we had a little argument, mom and son, you need to get a proper job.
My mom would always call me and ask, you okay for rent? And I'd be like, yeah, I was not okay for rent, I would have to make rent in that last week because I'd just have to go out and sing.
And maybe I was just a little bit scared of him maybe failing or getting very disappointed. But he convinced me.
I went out busking in like Trafalgar Square with my friend, and I remember singing Take Me to Church by Hozier. And I went home, we made pasta, and by the time we finished eating the pasta, the video had like 1 million views on TikTok. That was a moment where I was like, wow. I never thought busking would actually be the thing, but it really became the thing that got me there.
And the rest is history.
Heartbreaking people change. I'm starting to embrace it.
When I got signed, what a great time. That really felt like finally, like I can kind of breathe. I think that was one of the first times that it kind of made sense for my mum, especially. And now I can completely have focus on making the best music that I can make.
I think a lot of people have just passion, it's all they want to do, but then they're held back. And you didn't let anything hold you back, which is very inspiring. And it's
very nice. Cool. Thank you for saying that. It's all about how you see yourself and how much you see your dream. Okay, let me play it. I'm gonna play you guys this song, Hollow. Wow, I'm nervous. Mr. Anderson's watching. Okay, sorry. That's much bad. Okay, go ahead. I got a lot on my plate, too much to swallow.
How I feel now when I see Victor perform, he can tell you I'm the loudest in the room. I make a lot of noise, and I'm extremely proud. I keep joking with my friends. Do you want to see a miracle? You need to watch me. See where we are, how far we've come.
If there's anything I wanted to say, it's just thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
I'm very proud. I am so proud of this guy. Yeah. You've done a lot, bro.
You guys never took it as a joke, which I very much appreciate.
How can I tell if these thoughts are yours or...
Who do I do this for? I do it for my family and my mom, because my mom has lived a life, bro. Like, she did so much to give me and all of us an opportunity to do whatever we wanted, you know what I mean, and be whatever we wanted. And I also hate the thought of other people thinking that they can't do it when they come from a small city like Newcastle. So many people are great, and it's like, I want to see people win. I want to be doing Madison Square Garden, I want to do St. James's Park, I want to make a #1 album. Yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
I'm trapped in your fantasy and I love it.
Nice.